Have you ever felt like you're just stuck? You've hit 40, maybe a little older, maybe a little younger, and you look in the mirror one morning and think, is this it? Is my life going nowhere? If that thought has ever crossed your mind, I want you to know you are absolutely not alone. This is a conversation we need to have, because there's a hidden truth about men around this age that nobody seems to talk about. So, what's really going on? Let's call it the midlife crossroads. It's not necessarily a crisis with a fancy sports car, but it's a deep, quiet questioning. You've spent 2 decades building something. A career, a family, a home. You've followed the rules, climbed the ladder, and done what you were supposed to do. But now, the ladder feels like it's leaning against the wrong wall. The drive that got you here has faded, and you're left with this nagging feeling of, what was it all for? This feeling isn't a sign of failure. It's actually a sign of growth. Think about it. Your 20s and 30s are about accumulation. You're gathering skills, experiences, relationships, and responsibilities. You're building your foundation. But around 40, your perspective starts to shift. The external markers of success, the job title, the salary, the square footage of your house, they start to feel a little hollow. You're no longer satisfied with just what you've achieved. You start asking why. This is a profound shift from ambition to meaning. One of the biggest traps we fall into is the comparison game. We scroll through social media and see our old high school buddy who just sold his tech company, or the guy from college who's traveling the world. We see their highlight reels and compare them to our everyday, behind-the-scenes reality. It's a recipe for misery. But here's the truth. You're seeing a curated version of their lives. You're not seeing their struggles, their doubts, or the sacrifices they made along the way. Your journey is your own. The only person you should be comparing yourself to is the person you were yesterday. Another major factor is what I call the plateau of competence. You've likely become really good at your job. You can do it in your sleep. But with that competence comes a lack of challenge. The steep learning curve you loved in your 20s has flattened out. Your days become predictable, routine, and, let's be honest, a little boring. Your brain, which craves novelty and problems to solve, starts to feel underused and restless. This isn't a dead end. It's a signal. It's your mind telling you it's ready for a new kind of challenge. So, what's the hidden truth? The hidden truth is that this feeling of being stuck is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of a new chapter. It's a natural, necessary part of a man's life journey. It's an invitation to redefine success on your own terms. Your life isn't going nowhere. It's waiting for you to give it a new direction. How do we do that? It starts with a simple but powerful act. Getting curious again. When was the last time you learned something just for the fun of it? With no career goal attached. Maybe it's learning to play the guitar, picking up a new language, trying a woodworking project, or finally figuring out how to make the perfect sourdough bread. These useless hobbies are incredibly useful. They reconnect you with the joy of being a beginner. They spark new neural pathways, and they remind you that your identity is so much more than your job title. Next, it's time to take stock of your life. And I don't mean just your finances. I mean your health. Your relationships, your passions. Are you taking care of your body? Are you sleeping enough? That fatigue you feel might not just be existential, it could be physical. And what about your friendships? Many men let their social circles shrink as they get older, focusing solely on family and work. Reaching out to an old friend or making a new one can be a powerful antidote to feeling isolated and stuck. Genuine connection is a fundamental human need. This is also the perfect time to explore your purpose. What truly matters to you now? Maybe it's mentoring a younger colleague at work. Maybe it's coaching your kid's soccer team. Maybe it's volunteering for a cause you believe in. Your purpose doesn't have to be some grand, world-changing mission. Often, the most meaningful impact we can have is right in our own communities, with the people right in front of us. Contribution is a powerful source of fulfillment. When you shift your focus from what can I get to what can I give, your whole world changes. And perhaps the most important step is to practice self-compassion. It's easy to beat yourself up for not feeling happy or for feeling like you've wasted time. But that voice of criticism is not your friend. Acknowledge the feeling of being stuck without judgment. Say to yourself, okay, I feel this way right now. It's uncomfortable, but it's a signal that something needs to change. Give yourself the same grace and understanding you would give a good friend who is going through the same thing. This isn't about blowing up your life. You don't have to quit your job and move to a monastery unless you want to. It's about small, consistent adjustments. It's about integrating new sources of meaning and joy into the life you've already built. It's about shifting your internal compass. Think of yourself as a ship captain who has reached a destination. You've successfully navigated the first half of the journey. Now, you get to pull out the map and choose a new, exciting destination for the second half. Your 40s and beyond are not a decline. They are an ascent to a different kind of peak one, defined by wisdom, meaning, and authenticity. You have a wealth of experience and knowledge that your younger self could only dream of. Now is the time to leverage that wisdom to build a life that is not just successful on the outside, but deeply fulfilling on the inside. So, is your life going nowhere? Absolutely not. It's simply waiting for you, the captain of your ship, to set a new course. The adventure is just getting started. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. If this resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more conversations like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. It really helps the channel grow. Until next time, take care.